Public session at 7:01. And if we could stand and salute the flag and have a moment of silence, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Recommend approving tonight's agenda as submitted.
So moved.
First, Mrs. Isler.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Pugh, I believe. Roll call vote, Mrs. Isler.
Approved.
Mrs. Pugh.
Approved.
Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
And Ms. Rao.
Approved.
So approved. Recommend the approval of the minutes of the Board of Education regular meeting of April the 9th, 2025.
So moved.
First, Mr. Nichols, second, Mrs. Pugh. Roll call vote, Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
Mrs. Pugh.
Approved.
Mrs. Isler.
Approved.
And Ms. Rao.
Approved.
So approved. Recommend the approval of the minutes of the Board of Education special meeting of April 14th, 2025.
So moved.
First, Mr. Nichols.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Pugh. Roll call vote, Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
Mrs. Pugh.
Approved.
Mrs. Isler.
Approved.
And Ms. Rao.
Approved.
So approved. Recognition of guests, Dr. Larimore.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing?
You fine?
You can do it better than that?
Good.
How's everybody doing? Good, good. That's what I like to hear. We got several honorees here tonight, which makes me very happy. Is Miss Handy out there? Miss Handy's not here? She's not here? Okay, well, I'm just going to talk about you then. How about that, Ellie? First up, I want to introduce Miss Ellie Cooper from Laurel High School, who has spent the year in the K-12 Teachers Academy and also doing an internship at Laurel Elementary School. Why don't you give Ellie a hand as she comes on? Just stand here for me real quick. So I promise I'm going to get to the point. My favorite uncle, who has since passed, was a Mason, not the kind of bricklayer, a Masonic Lodge Mason, that kind of guy. And he used to always tell me that when I would see someone else, I would know within minutes if that guy was a Mason. He said, you just knew. And oftentimes he was 100% on the money. I get the same way when I talk to Ellie Cooper and see what she does. I feel like she's not a Mason, but I feel like she has a heart of a teacher. And on behalf of the Laurel School District's Board of Education, we don't want to let her get out of town. Okay? We don't want to let her get out of town. So on behalf of the Laurel School District and the Laurel Board of Education, we would like to offer you a promise of employment the 7th day of May, 2025, to come back here to Laurel and be a teacher. If you are certified and we have a job opening for which you are qualified, we are going to fast track you, not even through an interview. We're going to hire you right on the spot. Right now, that's looking at the school year of 2030, right? Right now, on FY 25, you would make $49,330. It'll probably double by FY 30, won't it? What do you guys think?
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Right, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Would you please accept this on behalf of the Board of Education?
Morgan.
Last month, we had the pleasure of joining Laurel High School, and I would like Mrs. Giles to come up now, if you would. Just join me up here. How about a hand for Mrs. Giles? We had the pleasure of joining Laurel High School's Secretary of Scholars dinner, our scholars from Laurel. They usually choose about 2 to 3 scholars to make Secretary of Scholars winners, and we are very proud to have 2 of our own be recognized. When I call your name, I'm going to do it separately. I'd like you to come up here, introduce yourself, and then share where you're going, what your scholarship was, and what you intend on majoring in, okay? We would just like to honor, first up, let's do ladies first, Diana Angel Gabriel.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Diana Angel Gabriel. Oh, thank you. My name is Diana Angel Gabriel. I am a senior at Laurel High School, and I have the pleasure of being a Secretary of Education scholar. I will say the banquet was quite nice, and to be joined by Gian, it was such a pleasure. To give a quick update about me, I have committed to the University of Pennsylvania. I will be attending their School of Nursing this fall to major as a nurse and to eventually be a certified nurse midwife. I have won the Horatio Alger National Scholarship, and I have also been provided full financial need assistance by the University of Pennsylvania, so I will be paying absolutely $0 for my education.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
And next up, one of my favorite seniors that I've ever experienced, Gian Perez.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Gian Perez. Thank you. And I was also at the Secretary of Education Scholars Banquet with Diana over here. It was a great time getting to see students from across the state celebrating their achievements, celebrating their hard work. It was quite an honor to be there with them. I will be attending the University of Delaware this fall semester, their College of Engineering, and I received the B. Bradford Barnes Scholarship from the Delaware Higher Education Office earlier in April, right around there. I am excited to go there. I'm excited for the experiences with UD, and I am proud to be a Blue Hen. Thank you, everyone.
You didn't say it. It is. Right.
How about one more round of applause, please, for Ellie, Diana, and Gian. At this time, one of my good friends, Dave King, Coach Dave King, head coach of the back-to-back Southern Division track and field champion. I'm going to start this off. We certainly want to honor you guys and girls. I tell you, to do something once is extraordinary, but to do it twice, that's when you start to leave a legacy, man. And I'm so very proud of all of you. I really am. You know, this is the kind of thing that keeps our community galvanized. It keeps kids wanting to stay here. It keeps you guys wanting to do better in school and have a great career and a great life. This is what we need, and I'm telling you, it's all because of this man right here and the heart that you guys have. So give it up to Coach Dave King.
Thank you all very much. These young men have worked so hard in the past several years. They've gone undefeated the last 2 years in the division. And it's a direct reflection of their hard work and dedication on the track. I'm gonna go ahead and start off. I got several assistants that have other jobs, so they're at work right now. We also have some of our student athletes that are working as well. So I'll just call all the names out, and those that are here, come on up and receive your certificates. Ashton Lucas, Sky McCrae, Skylar Elsie, Derek Sneed, Antoine Trey Ross, Jamarion Cannon, Shakai Parker, Angelo Pierre, Jack Smith, Jeremiah Hopkins, Elias Elsie, Corday Rodriguez, Chris Smith, Kenyon Littleton, Logan Wilkins, Kimari Houchins, Evody Charles, K Money, come on up. Caden Gaddis, and my assistant, come on up, Landon Tripp. Thanks for the board's support, my administration's support, and Dr. Larimore and all board members. Thank you all very much.
Coach King. Coach King, I want to ask you one question. Are you going to fill up a third school bus this year?
We'll try, we're working on it.
Very good. What's it been, like 20 years since we had track and field? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now two buses. Says a lot for you. A lot for the kids. They wanted to come out and do this. Very good. Awesome.
That'd be great.
Awesome. Very good. Thank you. Okay, communications and announcements, I believe we've had that already. I have no one signed up for public participation. Superintendent remarks?
I'm gonna pass tonight.
Gonna pass tonight, board participation, I'm not gonna go down each one, but if anybody wants to say anything from the board, feel free.
Oh, Mrs. Giles, the prom was absolutely wonderful. I thought the decorations were fantastic, and I thought the behavior of the students was absolutely amazing.
Let's see. Where was the next time I talked about how-
The food was pretty good too.
Yeah, I'd like to say something too. I went to a dissertation for Miss Niblett, Dr. Tyson Niblett the other night. So now we got another doctor. So if anybody's got any medical problems, just go step to them and they can fix them for you.
Dr. Niblett is shaking her head, she knows what doctor she's gonna send you to.
As long as it's not a proctologist.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Okay, so go. Okay, monthly financial report.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Update since our last meeting, I turned in the financial position report to DOE that was approved at the last meeting. We completed the estimated unit count for next year for FY26. DOE approved us for 193 units. We are currently at 189.97. So we are guaranteed the 98%, which is 189.14. Things we have coming up be the FY26 tax warrant and our preliminary budget. And we're also going to be working on closing out fiscal year 25. And we have some audits still ongoing. We have a new one, a local funds audit for FY24. And there is a snapshot of our reserve and local balances by the month. So we're still keeping trends with our prior year. Any questions?
I don't have any. No. Everybody's good?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. We have no unfinished business, new business. Recommend approval of fundraisers as a group.
So moved.
First, Mr. Nichols, second, Mrs. Isler. Roll call vote, Mr. Nichols,
Approved.
Mrs. Isler,
Approved.
Mrs. Pugh,
Approved.
and Ms. Ralph.
Approved.
So approved. Recommend approval of fundraiser as submitted. First, Mrs. Pugh, second, Mrs. Isler. Roll call vote, Mrs. Pugh,
Approved.
Mrs. Isler,
Approved.
Mr. Nichols,
Approved.
and Ms. Ralph.
Approved.
So approved. Rentals, recommend to approve request of Susan Whaley, Laurel School District, for the use of Laurel Middle High School classroom and media center to hold Empowering Young Men for Success program, a joint partnership with OWL Project, Laurel Police Department, and the Laurel School District, beginning 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday from June 2025 to August 2025.
I recommend approval of use of facility fee, custodial fees, and constable fee to be waived.
All right, first by Mrs. Isler,
Second.
recommend approval of the use of facility fee, custodial fees, and constable fees waived. Second by Mr. Nichols, roll call vote, Mrs. Isler,
Approved.
Mr. Nichols,
Approved.
Mrs. Pugh,
Approved.
and Ms. Ralph.
Approved.
So approved. Professional trip, recommend approval of professional trip as submitted.
So moved.
First, Mrs. Pugh,
Second.
second, Mr. Nichols, roll call vote, Mrs. Pugh,
Approved.
Mr. Nichols,
Approved.
Ms. Isler,
Approved.
and Ms. Ralph.
Approved.
So approved. the 2029 Laurel School District Board of Education meeting schedule. Recommend to approve that.
So moved.
First, Mrs. Isler.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Pugh. Roll call vote, Mrs. Isler.
Approved.
Mrs. Pugh.
Approve.
Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
And Ms. Ralph.
Approve.
So approved. Recommend to approve the 2025 Laurel School District summer hours schedule as submitted.
So moved.
First, Mrs. Isler.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Pugh. Roll call vote, Mrs. Isler.
Approved.
Mrs. Pugh.
Approve.
Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
And Ms. Ralph.
Approve.
So approved. Recommend to approve the Laurel School District repair and maintenance plan as submitted.
So moved.
First, Mrs. Pugh.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Isler. Roll call vote, Mrs. Pugh.
Approve.
Mrs. Isler.
Approved.
Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
And Ms. Ralph.
Approve.
So approved. Laurel School Discipline, recommend to approve the Laurel Elementary School Discipline Improvement Plan as submitted.
So moved.
First, Mr. Nichols.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Pugh. Roll call vote, Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
Mrs. Pugh.
Approve.
Mrs. Isler.
Approved.
And Ms. Ralph.
Approve.
So approved. Recommend to approve the Laurel Middle School Discipline Improvement Plan as submitted.
So moved.
First, Mrs. Pugh.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Isler. Roll call vote, Mrs. Pugh.
Approve.
Mrs. Isler.
Approved.
Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
And Ms. Ralph.
Approve.
So approved. Recommend to approve the Laurel High School Discipline Improvement Plan as submitted.
So moved.
First, Mrs. Isler. Second, Mr. Nichols. Roll call vote, Mrs. Isler.
Approved.
Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
Mrs. Pugh.
Approve.
And Ms. Ralph.
Approve.
So approved. The first reading, policy IJNDC, Internet Safety and Acceptable Use of Technology. Use of technology as submitted and found on the district website in the Board of Education policy section and as found at the Laurel School District sites. This policy is available for review by the community at the Laurel School District buildings and on the district website. Next, possible action on executive session items. Resolutions, recommendations for personnel action for the May 7th, 2025 Board of Education meeting. Number one, be it resolved that the Laurel School District Board of Education approve recommended personnel actions identified on attachment A in executive session. Number two, be it resolved that the Laurel School District Board of Education authorize that notice of termination of services at the end of the current school year be sent to affected professional employees who are on temporary contracts identified on attachment B in executive session. Number three, be it resolved that the Laurel School District Board of Education approve notice of termination of services of support staff due to temporary employment be sent to affected employees identified on attachment C in executive session. Number four, be it resolved that the Laurel School District Board of Education approve recommended personnel actions identified on attachment D in executive session. Number five, be it resolved that the Laurel School District Board of Education approve recommended personnel actions as identified on attachment E in executive session. Number six, be it resolved that the Laurel School District Board of Education approve recommended personnel actions identified on attachment F in executive session. Number seven, be it resolved that the Laurel School District Board of Education approve recommended personnel actions identified on attachment G in executive session. Number eight, be it resolved that the Laurel School District Board of Education authorize that notice of intent to terminate services at the end of the current school year will be sent to the affected professional employee due to neglect of duty to obtain standard teaching certificate identified on attachment H in executive session. A, recommend to approve the personnel report with recommendations as discussed in executive session as listed in attachment A.
So moved.
First, Mrs. Isler. Second, Mrs. Pugh. Roll call vote, Mrs. Isler.
Approved.
Mrs. Pugh. Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
And Ms. Ralph.
Approve.
So approved. Recommend to approve the personnel report with recommendations as discussed in executive session as listed in attachment B.
So moved.
First, Mrs. Isler. Second, Mr. Nichols. Roll call vote, Mrs. Isler.
Approved.
Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
Mrs. Pugh.
Approve.
And Ms. Ralph.
Approve.
And that was for teacher temporary contract non-renewals. Now this is support staff temporary positions non-renewals. Recommend to approve the personnel report with recommendations as discussed in executive session as listed in attachment C.
So moved.
First, Mrs. Isler. Second, Mrs. Pugh. Roll call vote, Mrs. Isler.
Approve.
Mrs. Pugh. Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
And Ms. Ralph.
Approved.
So approved. Personnel attachment D, support staff. Recommend to approve the personnel report with recommendations as discussed in executive session as listed in attachment D.
So moved.
First, Mr. Nichols. Second, Ms. Pugh. Mrs. Pugh, roll call vote, Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
Mrs. Pugh. Mrs. Isler.
Approve.
And Ms. Ralph.
Approved.
So approved. Personnel attachment E, cafeteria. Recommend to approve the personnel report with recommendations as discussed in executive session as listed in attachment E. First, Mrs. Pugh.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Isler. Roll call vote, Mrs. Pugh. Mrs. Isler.
Approve.
Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
And Ms. Ralph.
Approved.
So approved. Personnel attachment F, teacher, non-renewal. Recommend to approve the personnel report with recommendations as discussed in executive session as listed in attachment F.
So moved.
First, Mrs. Isler.
Second.
Second, Mr. Nichols. Roll call vote, Mrs. Isler.
Approve.
Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
Mrs. Pugh. And Ms. Ralph.
Approved.
So approved. Personnel attachment G, support staff non-renewal. Recommend to approve the personnel report with recommendations as discussed in executive session as listed in attachment G.
So moved.
First, Mrs. Isler. Second, Mrs. Pugh. Roll call vote, Mrs. Isler.
Approve.
Mrs. Pugh. Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
And Ms. Ralph.
Approved.
So approved. Personnel attachment H, professional neglect of duty to obtain standard teaching certificate. Recommend to approve the personnel report with recommendations as discussed in executive session as listed in attachment H.
So moved.
First,
Second.
Mrs. Isler, second, Mr. Nichols. Roll call vote, Mrs. Isler.
Approve.
Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
Mrs. Pugh. And Ms. Ralph.
Approved.
So approved. Future agenda items, regular board meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, June 18th, 7 p.m. Right here in the cafeteria. And motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
First, Ms. Isler, second, Mr. Nichols. Roll call vote, Mrs. Isler.
Approve.
Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
Mrs. Ralph.
Approved.
And Mrs. Pugh.
Approved.
So approved at
7:28
7:28 p.m. Thank you. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.